What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here. Myself, Big John, Brother Walt. Gentlemen, it's been a crazy couple days in sports, man. Just with the college football, the NFL, the NBA, World Series. It's just crazy. Just a crazy, sports now. You don't know who's gonna win or lose. Honestly, you can have an
Mostly
idea, but you don't really know.
crazy day, crazy weekend for sports. Basketball, football, like you said, man. Lakers losing again. Browns ain't played this week. Bears, I ain't gonna lie, they surprised me this week, man. Justin
Uh,
Fields.
I think we just need. It used to be funny. We used to say we just need a quarterback. Now we just need a defense.
You just need a defense. But I was very impressed though with them.
Ah,
Very, very. But hey,
hey,
let's start.
he went toe to toe with Tua, man. He
He
went,
did.
him and Tua went blow for blow, so to say. Other than that, that blocked field goal that went in for 6. Justin did his thing,
He
and it's
definitely did.
interesting if that blocked field goal don't happen. What is the outcome of that game? You know, is Miami in a position to where they're like the Bears, trying to get downfield, score a last second touchdown? Tariq gets held, no flag. It's just you just never know in sports.
I think that's the same thing that Miami's talking about. Is like we finally got our offense, and now what the heck? Like this Miami defense that's been so good for years, getting torched. Like it's
Well, I don't know. Because really, the last outing you played a rookie and Jordan Pickens, and you barely won that game.
Kenny Pickett.
Uh,
Yeah,
really your only explosive game was that second half of that Ravens game. But story for another day. Story for another day. It's gonna be an interesting playoffs though, because you don't know who's gonna be coming out the AFC or the NFC. So
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not a betting man. I'm just put it like that because just how
100%.
crazy, just how crazy this NFL season has been, bro. I would have been lost to probably hella money for real, man. For real.
100%.
Hey, but Ted, talk about gambling. The gamble Justin Fields took on that 61-yard TD run paid off. It could have been it could have been a strip sack, but it was a beautiful gamble. He comes up in the pocket and then he pulls back one more time, and he goes into full throwing QB position, like he's gonna throw it. Fakes out that defender. The defender coming from the side was like a hair from getting that strip sack, but instead he times it just perfectly. Goes into full throwing position, comes out of it, and then takes off for 61. That's one of the most beautiful plays I have seen in a long time. You have to go watch it. You have to go watch it.
I think
Just
thing
that little fake he did. Just that little fake he did was
no.
so.
Well, I'm saying to that point, they practice that now. Like if you watch a lot of these quarterbacks and in training camp, they always practicing hitting the ball. They holding it, they hitting it. Getting them prepared for when, like you say, D lineman trying to smack that arm. They practice that. So
Yeah, but
it paid off in Justin's case yesterday. Even a lot of times Tom Brady's good for that. He shoulder it, he shake it off. All right, get that ball. He's like, I gotta be quick. I ain't that fast. I gotta be quick.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
It was a phenomenal play.
Like just if you have the ability to or whatever, just slow that play down. I think YouTube just going like on the video, it'll say settings, go into playback speed, slow that sucker down. Just watch that little thing he does right there in slow motion. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's perfect. He goes into it and comes out of it. Perfect timing, enough to fake the DB, but also enough to get going. Because I mean, remember, you come to a full stop when you do that.
Or even
So
Darnell Mooney,
you accelerate out of that thing. It was
or
so
even
beautiful. It was one of the
Darnell
best things
Mooney
here.
on the block downfield too. That kept him moving. Because
Yeah,
that,
there was a lot that happened to make it play, but I'm just saying it was one of the best plays I've seen all year.
but he did his thing yesterday. Like I joked about with Walt. We used to say, man, we only a quarterback away. Now we only 11 defenders away. We gonna see. We got some nice pieces.
Yeah, just to add on and to just to finish up what we talk about here with the Bears. Like I said, just going back to what I was saying with that year to year progression with these quarterbacks, Justin Field is definitely showing that year to year progression. At being a quarterback. What I'm saying. That game alone, like I said, his IQ, it showed that his IQ was improving. I should say it like that, just because based off the decision making that he was making through that game, it was just incredible. Like Justin Fields really looked like a true dual threat quarterback yesterday. So shout out to the Bears, even though couldn't pull out the win, but y'all future is definitely looking bright with Justin Fields.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with a coaching staff, and you talk about Ryan Poles, guys who believe in the guys they have. They're like, yes, we would like to get more pieces in the draft, but we believe in the guys we have. Like, it's not like, oh, we're just planning for next year. And that's why you see progression in these players, because like we believe in these guys, so we are going to progress these players. We're not going to just let them be on that's the problem with the Bears in the past. It's like you never saw their quarterbacks progress, like Walt just said. You never saw that. It was just the same player every single year. You never got anything new. And it was like, okay, whatever. We just wait for the draft to get someone new who's better. And it's like, no, don't wait for someone better. Make the players you have better. And I think the Bears have done a good job of that on the offensive side.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the video yesterday, but I didn't want people to be upset. We in a rush to get somewhere we ain't never been before. It's like you want to build your team. You don't want to be that team. Oh, maybe they'll win a game here, lose the games there. No, you want to be a consistent, good team year in and year out,
I like
like the Patriots was for 20 years. Even that 10-15 year window when they wasn't winning Super Bowls, they were still there. They were still in the AFC Championship game. They went to a couple Super Bowls and lost, but they were still there. They were still productive year in and year out. So
Yeah, real quick, I get if you're the Raptors and you've never had a ring, you do that, right? You go out and you throw everything you can to get a ring. Sure, you got one. But if you have a ring already, no offense, Browns fans, right? So, but like, if you have a ring already, like Bears do, we want to build a dynasty. We don't want to do like the Rams and sell the whole team for one ring. Like we want to build a dynasty here, and and that's I think the Browns do too. I think that's what the Browns are building toward now is trying to build. You know what? Let's not throw it all away for one ring. Let's build a dynasty, and I think that's what you're seeing with like a lot of NFL teams that have been bad for years. They're trying to build like let's build something that lasts. Like we might not win a championship this year, but let's try to win 3 over the next 7 years or 3 over the next 10. And I think the Bears and the Browns are both trying to do that right now.
yeah, very true.
Agreed.
But gentlemen, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Kyrie Irving and his anti-Semitic words, so to say. We talked about it earlier in the back chat before we started the show. What I would say about the situation is, we've all heard the saying, uh, "Don't shoot the messenger," and that's exactly what happened. The media shot the messenger. Um, I'm not gonna get into it because I'm not really, we all know it's a certain demographic of people feel a certain way about things, and who are we to judge? But my thing is, you can't, I feel like the media has really made him out to be a bad guy, and just what Brooklyn, got him doing and everything right now is crazy because it's too much. I feel like it's too much. But I hope Kyrie can do whatever he needs to do so he can get back on the court because going through this is it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think it shows. The situation shows us pretty much. Uh, you got to watch what you post. Yes, it wasn't much to him, but obviously it's a lot to somebody. And my the way I look at it is if you're gonna be mad at somebody, why don't you be mad at the person that made it, not the person that reposted? Go after them. Go after whatever um online app or site has the movie on there. Go after them. Because honestly, they're the only ones benefiting. Kyrie's not benefiting off this movie. I just think they went after the wrong person. And, if you're really up in arms about it, go after these sites and these blogs or, the not saying they have it, but the Netflix and the Hulus and the Peacocks, whoever has the movie on there, go after them. Get them to erase the movie off of there. Go after the producer, the director, people that put money on it. Go after them. You're going after the wrong person, I really feel like, in this situation. What you got on it, John?
Well, currently I've been suspended 5+ games from watching the NBA or until Kyrie returns.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought you and I were going to have disagree on this. We know. I mean, mostly, yeah, I agree with everything you said. This is a joke. It's a complete joke. So he has to not apologize. He has to. He's the first thing they say he's suspended for was not denouncing hate towards a certain group of people. So what? To be in the NBA now, you have to come in and denounce every single thing that could possibly be bad, right? Like, how is that a thing? Like, okay, because here's the thing. A lot of players have not denounced hatred toward every single group of people because that's not something you have to do. It's not a job requirement. Like, if I go work at Amazon right now, they're not gonna be like, all right, John, so, can you lift 50 pounds? Yeah. All right. And do you hate tree huggers? Like, no, it's not on the thing, man. So to put that as a requirement to keep your job is ludicrous. And then, yeah, to your point, yes, like this is a clown organization that has currently being a clown organization because they have partnerships with a theater owner that has shown this movie in their theater. They have partnerships with Amazon, huge partnerships with Amazon, who currently still has this on their platform. And by the way, I'm not saying this is the one thing I think you and I might slightly agree, just 1% we might disagree on is I don't think Amazon has to take it down. I that's not my point.
Well, I mean,
my
I agree.
My point isn't saying anyone has to take it down. My point is, how are you going to give money to these people who have it, but you say this person can't get a check until they denounce it? That's what's ludicrous to me.
Right, 100%. I agree. But my thing with that, not to take it down, but if you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at the people that's promoting it. Be mad at the people that's getting paid to have a movie.
But they got $1 billion contracts with Amazon, so they're not going to.
My point exactly. What you got on it, Walt?
Go ahead. I got a lot more to say. Go ahead, Walt.
I mean, me personally, like I said, I didn't know too much about the story until I just recently looked at it, and I want to say, like I said, read up a little bit more on it.
And talk about the what we talked about earlier, like everything he has to do before he can come back.
Oh, okay, got you. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I was looking at the little 6 conditions or whatever that they say that he possibly has to do for him to come back to return on the court. I should say. The first one is issue an apology for posting a link to the movie on October 27th. Which I'm sure I think he already did. He already apologized for posting the movie, I should say. 2 is complete the anti-hate cause that Kyrie and the Nets and the anti-defamation league agreed upon in joint release of November 2nd, which includes him having to donate $500,000, which makes no sense because he tried to do that before, but they returned the money because they said they didn't want his money. So now all of a sudden he has to pay that money back again, or donate that money again, I should say, to the people that don't want your money, which makes no sense to me, but whatever. The third thing, complete sensitive training created by the Nets. What the hell is sensitivity training? I'm sorry. Like, what is that? Like, they have actual courses to where towards you have to take sympathetic training something now, I guess. I don't know. That's the first time that I've heard something of that, whatever type of training that is. And then fourth, complete anti-hate training designed by the Nets, which I guess that's reasonable. I mean, even though Kyrie's saying that, he believes what he believes, but he, like I said, it's not promoting. Well, he was promoting it, but it's just posting it. And, like Nico just said, he's pretty much the wrong guy getting blamed for everything just because
he's just a messenger.
He's just a messenger, exactly.
Or in this case, the poster.
The poster. There you go. 5. The last one is he has to meet with a representative from the Anti-Defamation League, as well as a Jewish community leader in Brooklyn. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a little bit too much for him to do, because I feel like Nico said, it shouldn't just be Kyrie. I feel like it should be the guys who actually did the video and stuff like that as well. Like, so they need to take some type of hit as well, I should say. But but we're not also talking. They also talking about what the bad he's doing. But I mean, I'll be real. Kyrie, I just looked up. Kyrie within this last year has been doing a lot of stuff with the Brooklyn community, even though they've been throwing a lot of shade his way. You feel me? So I got a few things here where it says he donated $300,000 Feeding America, partnered with City Harvest to ensure that 250 meals were distributed throughout New Yorkers, partnered with Nike to donate 17 pallets of food and masks to the Standing Rock Salute Tribe, committed over $1.5 million to help pay WNBAs who opted out of the 2020 season, and paid off college tuitions of 9 HBCU students from Lincoln University. So, I mean, sorry, one more thing. Purchased a house for the family of George Floyd, according to former NBA player Steven Jackson. So, I mean, in reality, Kyrie is doing some good. I just feel like they're just trying to, put out, the bad that he's been doing, or just trying to make an example of him because of the things that he's been doing these last 2 years with the whole COVID, and then, of course, this anti-Semitic stuff. So,
hey, so real quick, because I want to talk about that, because here's the thing. All that stuff that he went through for the last 2 years with COVID, the judge, a New York judge, determined that it was unconstitutional what was done to him. The day that ruling came out, obviously Kyrie shared it because he won. Like, you can say, yeah, he lost a lot of money, all this stuff, but he won. He beat the state of New York. He beat the Nets. He was right in the end in this situation, right? They had no legal constitutional right to do what they did, right? So the day that happens, they released this information about this video. Keep in mind, he did not release this video that day. He had released this. He didn't even release the video. He released a picture of it. I watched this video today. Literally, it's all he said. Just posted a picture of the video saying, I watched this video. Didn't promote it in any way, just saying whatever, That was weeks ago. They went weeks back in his Twitter, Instagram feed and pulled that up because they knew they lost. They knew Kyrie whooped them again, and Kyrie was right in. You might be wrong on the flat earth stuff, who knows? But I'm just saying, listen, you throw enough darts at a dartboard, right? You hit a bullseye. He hit a freaking bullseye on that COVID thing, and they robbed that man. And so they immediately, the day they lost, what? Did they admit they lost? No. Did they admit they were wrong? No. They changed the narrative. They said, let's go through his Twitter feed and find something that if my wife sends me a GIF, and then I pull up that GIF, the movie that GIF is from, and then pull up every actor in that movie, and then I will eventually find something bad that's something from that GIF. I will be able to tie that GIF to something bad. That's what they did. They took a picture of something and then ran it as far as they could to say, oh, look, here is something else bad in that thing that he shared that could be attached to what he said. It's crazy. He did not promote. He did not say anything crazy. He didn't say anything. And some people who are Kyrie fans are upset that he's apologizing at all. I don't mind because you know what? He started something. You know what? Listen, man, apologize, get your money. You know why? Because he's charitable. The NBA, they pretend to be charitable. They're not anywhere near charitable as Kyrie is, given the percentage of money that he gives compared to what they give. All right, these guys are freaking money grubbing, like whatever. So, like I say, go get your money, Kyrie. You know what? Because go get your money. But you know what? You started something, and that's all that matters. Is the NBA got exposed as, oh, this is still like it's a little freer than the NFL, but it's still there's still certain things you can't say, and I think it really opened a lot of people's eyes. If we're gonna promote something, I say I'm gonna personally promote the big three because you know what, Ice Cube has for years supported people like Mahmoud Abdul Rauf and people like Royce White, two guys who have completely different ideas, right? When you go read their politics, it's completely ends of the spectrum, but he supports them both and their right to speak for themselves. And the NBA has pretended for years to do that, and they just don't, man. And that's why I say if you're going to go watch some basketball, go support the big three, man. You can say, well, it's not the best players in the league. I don't care, man. If you want to support something good that's going on, definitely watch Big Three. Right now, the NBA is just pissing me off.
Yeah, and I
That's a good
think
point. Good
we
point.
can all agree. It's a lot, man. I think he's just the scapegoat. He was the easy target, and now he has to suffer. He has to get a whooping for the glass he didn't break, pretty much. You know, so
I like that Kevin Durant kind of stuck up for him in a sense, like saying the same thing Walt said. He said the NBA is a little overreaction. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. He said he disagrees with what Kyrie said, but it's overreaction to what's happening. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not going to say names, but I'm a little disappointed that the Players Association isn't having his back. That's what you're there for. The Players Association is taking the side of the league over the player.
Because the league got the money. That's why.
I get it, but this is whatever. Anyway, I'm a little disappointed in them, but I'm not watching games till he comes back. I'm just saying.
yeah. Well, next topic. Switching gears here, the Colts are out. Frank Wright is officially out as the Colts head coach, and Jeff Saturday is in. Just for me being a sports fan, I've never heard of a former player that was not already there becoming a interim head coach. He was at ESPN in Bristol or in New York, wherever they do it. So just based on Jeff Saturday becoming a coach, it's crazy to say the least. Just because some coaches in that organization that thought that this was their shot, and depending on how Jeff Saturday finishes out, this season, it's going to be interesting to see how what happens going forward. But I definitely think they could have went elsewhere with their head coaching search. But hey, I'm not the one making these decisions, so hopefully he can succeed, and I ain't gonna say make the Colts a good team because with the season being where it is, it's pretty much over. But going these next couple games make them a team nobody wants to play. You know, especially if trying to vie for that second, third, or even that first round bye. You don't want to play the Colts, so that's really the best way you can go into it. But if I'm one of those assistant coaches or position coaches, I'm a little upset. It's like, damn, dog, you had to go get somebody that ain't even here. But
Right. So that boy he was chilling on Get Up, and they was like, "Hey, yo, Saturday, we need you to be interim head coach immediately." Folks, huh?
Yep. No, yeah. First ever head coach with 0 coaching experience, college,
Zero.
pro, anything.
He's the Steve Nash of of the NFL.
As for Colts fans, I'm sure there's a nice, fun day, right? I mean, he's a fan favorite, whatever. But I think that I think they're tanking on purpose. Like, I like Saturday. I think this could work out in a sense. I think it could be a good players coach and all. And so let me get that out real quick. I think they could get lucky and this works. That being said, I think Jim Irsay is trying to become the new I can't remember the Cowboys owner, Jerry Jones, trying to be the new Jerry Jones. He's getting his hands involved in way too much. I mean, this guy's trying to spearhead running the Commanders owner out of the league, right? Like he's trying to get involved in everything. He wants to be the new the Patriots owner. The Kraft. He wants to be the new Kraft, the new Jerry Jones. Except for he wants to be more Jerry. Like he wants his hands in everything. He was the one who ran Carson Wentz out of town, and it's like maybe you have bigger problems than Carson Wentz. Maybe Carson wasn't the only problem. Sure enough, come into this season, yeah, you got more problems than Carson Wentz. He wasn't the biggest problem. And then at 3-3-1, they run Matt Ryan out and lose the next 2 games badly. By the way, completely winnable games. They could have beat New England. They could have won the other game. So this dude is tanking on purpose. And there's rules now in the NFL against tanking, but apparently this guy can just do it with like right in front of our faces and nothing's said about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I feel 2 ways about this. One, like I said, Jeff Saturday, yeah, he is a good pickup. But at the same time, just for him just to get a call and be like, hey, you could be head coach with no type of experience at all, not even offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams, nothing. So me personally, like I said, I feel some type of way because of the fact of one, the guy they literally just fired. I mean, he was a defensive coach, if I'm not mistaken. He was a defensive head coach. He coached 2 teams in the CFL. Was a player in the Canada League, and like I said, he was an offensive coordinator. So it's like the fact that y'all really didn't give him that much time to even try to develop this team or work with the team. I just feel like it's BS. I mean, like this was his first year working with the Colts, and they were pretty much dealing with a whole bunch of injuries. You know what I'm saying? Granted,
still 3-3-1. They beat the Kansas City. They beat Denver. Like they beat good teams.
And that's what I'm saying. I just feel like they didn't really be patient on this one. And and this is no offense to you, John. I just feel like this is just kind of where that white privilege stuff kind of kicks in a little bit. The fact, no, seriously, real talk.
I'm saying you can't offend me. So go ahead.
I'm just saying. I just feel like how do you go from this guy has no experience when you had a guy who had the experience, did work not in the NFL, but he knew. Somewhat of the trials and tribulations to get to that position. Unlike, Saturday, he was just a player who's literally, like I said, he was just on Get Up this morning. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Wait. You say he was on Get Up this morning?
I think he was on Get Up this morning or yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was on Get Up this morning. Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
So, I mean, I don't know. I wish I could just walk into the NFL and be like, hey, can I get a coaching job? I ain't got no experience, no nothing, but hey, I love football. I love it, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't like somebody that ain't played there.
I get it. But still, he's all of us has played football. We might not play professionally, but we played football.
Right.
I'm just saying. But I mean, just because I haven't played professionally, don't mean I don't know the game. You feel me? But I don't know. I like I said, I feel some type of way about this current situation. I just feel like the coach didn't give him enough time, in my opinion, and just to fire him just right off the bat, like John said, after being 3-3-1. I mean, come on, bro. And I think they still are number 2 in their division. So
they're 3-5-1 now. But I'm saying they railroaded him with that Sam Ehlinger moving Matt Ryan on. And so yeah, you can say he's 3-5-1, but I'm sorry, he was 3-3-1 with the team you gave him.
But let's be honest.
The owner came in and said, you have to bench Matt Ryan, not the coach. The
Well,
owner
I
came
mean,
in and
it
said,
ain't
"You
like
have
Matt
to bench."
Ryan was balling though. Let's be honest.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't worse than Sam Ellinger.
Matt Ryan,
Was leading the league in
not to
interceptions for
toot,
like
not to
14.
toot a horn, but it wasn't like Matt Ryan was out there like Justin or something. I'm just saying.
Okay, but go look at Sam Ellinger's stats right now. Like they're
Did
bad.
did
They're
you
bad.
see when they played Denver on that Thursday night?
I hear you, and
Neither one. Now him and Russ was both trash. Let's be honest. He ain't looked like Matty Ice probably since that Super Bowl run. Let's be honest.
He ain't been in so since.
Exactly.
I'm just saying this kid's averaging 150 yards, no touchdowns, and one pick. I'm sorry, he's worse than Matt Ryan. All right, so you took away your coach's fighting chance.
You know what they should have done? As soon as Andrew Luck retired, you go get someone else. You don't get Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and no damn Matt Ryan. Because then, like, you got to think the offense is in
Right.
shambles. You got
Yeah.
three guys that's trying to learn the offense in 16 weeks. It never
You're-
works. It takes a rookie at least 2 years to learn one system. You got three veterans trying to learn a whole new system, and then
It can
say, "Oh,
happen.
we're
It
not
happened with Matt
successful."
Stafford. It happened with Matt Stafford. But I'm just saying, you're prolonging the inevitable. Eventually, you're gonna have to, because here's the thing: Jonathan Taylor's still
They
young.
should have done it.
So you
They should
gotta
have gotten a new quarterback.
right. So as I'm saying, you're just by keeping these guys that are gonna keep you 10-7, 9-8 every year. You're prolonging your ability to go out and get a good quarterback. And so, you're wasting Jonathan unless one of these for sure this guy can take us to the promised land. You're wasting Jonathan Taylor's best years.
Yeah, yeah. So if I'm the Bears, I'm hey, how much you want for Quentin Nelson, boy? He ain't got to move far. He just got to move from Indiana to Chicago.
It sounds good. Yes.
No. It sounds great because it ain't like we don't need him. Let's be honest.
it sounds
You,
good.
you get him as a guard, boy. Justin might be in good shape, boy. It's only that defense we got to worry about now. Hey, no, but seriously, if I'm Eberflus, hey, who do I need to talk to get Quentin over here? Because I mean, think about it. You whatever they're asking, I mean, you at least you know what you're getting with Quentin Nelson. You don't really know what you're getting with a rookie. Who'd say the rookie doesn't hurt himself? We've seen it before. People hurt themselves they last year in college, and then they never really live up to the hype because they're always dealing with that nagging injury. So we shall see.
Yeah.
We shall
No,
see.
I agree. I agree. I don't like what I'm seeing from the owner right now. I'm getting a very
I agree.
Jerry Jones vibe.
You should definitely have been in the running for Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance. Not no damn Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan. No offense to
Phillip
those
Rivers.
guys, but it wouldn't have worked because think about Carson Wentz. He has an injury history. Matt Ryan is up in age, so it's like, what really can you get?
Yeah,
What really can you
your
get?
owner is calling this, and Sam Ellinger could turn out to be a great quarterback. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Justin Fields had a rocky start.
Yes, 100%.
But so maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're tanking right now to get a draft pick. Maybe that's what they're going for. Because honestly, they're obviously tanking. That's my point. Is you have an owner who has had his hands in everything, and I think he could get lucky. But I kind of wonder if he's not the reason they only won one Super Bowl ever with Peyton Manning. Because you got a guy who doesn't want you got to trust your scouting staff. You got to trust your coaches. But when you're like, you know what? I know the scouting staff says we should do this, but I want that guy. And then, coach, you have to play this guy. Like, who are you, man? Like, I get you're gonna say he's the owner, freaking obviously, but what does he think he's doing? I guess not. Who are you? But what do you think you're doing? Because I don't get it, man. I don't get what I see from him.
And I do believe this though. I believe the year they had last year, what they should have done is did the Tampa Bay experience. You keep everybody and you change the quarterback. You keep all them linemen, all the tight ends, all the receivers, Jonathan Taylor. You keep them, and then you're like, okay, all we need is a quarterback. Even if it's a rookie, even if it's a rookie, at least you know you got him for 3 to 4, you know, after the rookie deal. But you got him from at least 3 to 4. So you can build him, build the offense around him, see what he needs, see how he plays, see what works best for him, and then you go from there. But you keep getting a new older quarterback every year, and you wondering, oh man, it ain't working. Because you got somebody new in the system every year. Now your center got to learn a new cadence. Lyman got to learn his voice again. Running back got to learn, all right, he steps with his left foot, so I got to step with my right. It's like, bruh, you get one quarterback in there that you can have, and you're good.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you all the way.
So, last and final topic, gentlemen. The Houston Astros have won the World Series. I think we got Walt called it. Did we? No, not Boston. I'm serious. Did we call it?
Vine. I think you and Vine did say we wanted the Astros to win, if I'm not mistaken.
But to John's point, he did say they would win Game 3, and
he said they was gonna win the next 3, and I'm surprised that they did. I'm like, damn, John, you called the hell out of that. Like, that's crazy.
No, but he said no. I'm saying John did say John is a genius. Kind of. No, just fun.
From the start. No, so what happened was from the start, you guys all picked the Astros, and I said to be contrarian, I'll pick the Phillies, even though I don't see how they can win. Yeah. But during Game 3, I said Phillies will win tonight, and then Astros will win the next 3. Yeah.
That shit crazy.
And shout out to Dusty Baker, man. He been in Major League Baseball for about 50 years.
I was just
this is his first ever World Series title. Although he was a Cub manager, it's okay. You black.
And I think Verlander picked up his first, but yeah, kudos to Dusty Baker, man. I mean, it's 3. He was there last year, and it was. It's so close.
Go ahead.
No, they close last year to get it now.
They showed a video of like the run at the end of the game, like to win the game pretty much. And he wasn't even like looking up. I guess it was like a superstition. He wasn't even like looking at the play. He just celebrated when, one of the assistant coaches like came and hugged him. But he was like writing in his notes. And then everybody went crazy. And that's when he was like, oh, we won. We lit. And it was, it was a good feeling, just seeing him, just really anybody that's been around a sport that long and you ain't never had that kind of success. Just seeing you finally get it, you can't do nothing but be happy for him, no matter what team it is, unless it's Green Bay. But yeah, no matter what team it is.
Hey, as a Cardinals fan though, we're about to unload some contracts with guys retiring.
Y'all gonna holler at Dusty?
No, I wish, but no. But it's starting to, knowing that they're gonna have to pay some of these guys, we're starting to look like, okay, how because they're gonna have to let some of them go. Like, all right, they're gonna see teams like the Cardinals and other teams start to pick the Astros apart. Like, hey, we want your catcher, we want this, and so it's exciting.
Well, you gotta think
to see who you're gonna pick off the pile, but for
and
all
ain't this like their second championship in like 2 years, 4 years?
6.
They won. It went by fast, right? It feels like it was just 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. 6, but they were there last year, so their third run at it in the 6 years. But yeah, they were.
That's impressive.
By fast, yeah.
Especially in baseball, when people come and go, people might not like the situation they're in, and for them to be there, 3 times in 6 years, maybe they built something down there,
I think COVID, like a lot of people just that 2 years that COVID happened, it like just breezed by, and so like a lot of people just cut 2 years off of like everything.
It feels like, right? Don't feel like it breezed by to me.
Well, you got to think. January of 2020, Kobe passed. Then the All-Star game happened. Like, Kobe passed January. All-Star game was February. March is when COVID started, and then pretty much from March to the rest of the year was COVIDified. And then the NBA came back that October, and the Lakers won the title. And then that next year, who won last year? Was it?
Bucks.
No. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And now I think that was probably the first time where they were letting people back in. To capacity. So they was like, all right, well, I think we got it under control, so we're gonna let y'all back. We like y'all a little bit. We gonna let
Hey
you-
man, I know we gotta go, but man, there's a lot of stories I wish we could talk about. Like Bucks going 9-0 now, and then the Packers. I mean, it's looking like they're done, right? It's time to count them out, but somehow they're at 3-6, still alive. But I mean, one more, they could put that dog down. But there's a lot of stories, man.
Who the hell made this Thursday night game coming up? I'm so sorry to cut you off, John.
They
No,
gonna
you're
give,
good. I'm
they
just
giving
saying, like,
everybody a
it's-
Thursday night.
Who the hell came up with this Falcons and Panthers game for
Hey,
Thursday?
don't.
But that was
don't
kind of
tease
game of
at
the
that.
year.
Do you see that last game? How
The
it
last
ended?
one was kind of game of the year, man.
Bro,
Exactly.
bro, stop
And
playing.
they bringing PJ back. They're
Watch
bringing
the highlights of that last game. Like it was like last Sunday.
Did you just see Carolina just play against the
It
Cincinnati
don't
Bengals?
matter. They
Did you
both
just
bad
see that
teams.
game? They were down
Bad teams.
35 to nothing.
Bad teams means a lot of.
Hey man, kudos to that's another thing. Another story we didn't get to. Joe Mixon, man, that 5 TD game, man. Like there's so many stories we couldn't get to today, and it's a bummer. But listen, you
It seems
can't
like a lot. That's happening about every week now.
PJ Walker had a rough start. We'll
Okay,
give that happens. But I'm not going to read too much into one game. It's Panthers Falcons. It could be a real good game again. That last one was a good game. Well, come on, you got to give them. That was a good game.
Nothing but field goals and maybe a 2-point conversion.
This guy.
Because think about it, right? Like, yes, in theory, like
Wow.
in theory, Chiefs Titans was game of the week, but nothing had more significance
You think
than
so?
that.
I can't lie.
No, I'm saying it was game of the
Oh.
week because their records,
I was gonna say just based off the points.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
Probably
But
say
off of importance,
Miami, Chicago too.
importance that Buccaneers Rams game was the most important game of the week, right?
They
Because
both was terrible.
right. But then when you talk about actual game of the week, it was clearly Miami Bears for a lot of people. There's like three different
It
types.
was, it was a shootout for sure.
Yeah,
That's
there's
one
like
of the
three
games
different
I wish I
kinds of-
would have went to.
Yeah, there's three different kinds of game of the week. There's which one is the game of the week because they have the best records, which one is the most important game of the week, and then which one is just great. And Panthers Falcons was just great, man. It was so good.
Yes, it was.
But anyway,
whatever. Okay,
come on, man.
Maybe I could be wrong. I do have family out there in Atlanta. I do. I love y'all. I promise you I do.
Hey, John, watch. As soon as that game happens, he's gonna be like, "Hey, that was a good game." Like, no, don't say that now.
Because I guarantee it's gonna be a basketball game that I'm gonna be watching on Thursday night. I'm just saying, more than likely.
Boy.
All I'm saying is, I hope Nico don't mess around and get this Saints game right. I hope.
I'm gonna mess around.
Yeah, right. Not right now. They're not. I'm not Lamar Jackson.
Well, let's be honest. These are the Ravens. They give up big leads late. Let's come on now, relax.
I mean, but the Saints do have Andy Dalton.
Hey, but he kind of messed around and picked the wrong team, though. I mean, he's supposed to mess around and pick the Ravens. I thought that's how it worked.
Y'all killing me with these.
I messed around, and hey, don't forget they did just shut your boy Devontae Adams out last week. Right? Mark Andrews ain't on the Ravens.
Yeah,
he ain't playing tonight.
Touchdown! Sorry,
talk about coaches on the hot seat, man. That coach on the hot seat. But anyway, well,
and that's crazy. He on the hot seat, and it's just the first couple games. Like, damn. Okay.
There's a lot of coaches. That Broncos coach on the hot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. So we'll.
Broncos Nation, let's ride, baby. Let's ride.
And they ain't riding this shit.
No, you gotta say it like them. What is it? Let's ride. Let's ride.
Let's ride. But yeah, look, this has been Real Deal Sports. I like how we just had that little comedy verse at the end. I guess you feel me, but it's cool though.
Y'all petty. It's all good.
We appreciate y'all watching tonight. This has been Real Deal Sports. Your boy Big Watt here. My boy Nico Suave down there looking suave in a mofo. My boy John, the hardest working man in showbiz. It's another show, another wrap, man. Appreciate y'all joining us. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. And I got one more thing to say. Go Cavs! We forgot to talk about that too. My boys is 8-0. I mean, 8-game winning streak right now.
I thought you said I got Cavs. Yeah.
I didn't know what he said either.
I thought you said gas. I thought you said go gas. I was like, go gas.
No, go Cavs.
Boy, you got a plug on. Boy, you got a plug on gas.
Hey, if the Bucks weren't 9-0, that would be the biggest story right now. Them Cavs, but they're not.
Sorry, I'll take the number 2 seed. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, appreciate y'all joining us. This is Real Deal Sports. Walt, John, Nico. We out. Yeah. Go with them Tyreeks.